So there should be a little ding or something whenever this thing actually goes live so that I know it's happening, because those few little seconds where it's thinking about it, I always get a little distracted by what I'm doing. I'm Judith Patterson, and welcome to my Facebook page. Today we're going to make a card with delivering cheer stamps. I love the stamp set. It's awesome for Christmas cards. It's also really good for birthday cards. I've made a few birthday cards with this set, and I have loved how every one of them turned out. But today I am doing a Christmas card, even though it doesn't say Merry Christmas. I guess really you could use it for just about anything. Before I start making the card, I wanted to show you the designer series paper that I'm using for this one. It's called Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. It is a 12 by 12 set, and it's in the annual catalog. But I wanted to show it to you because while this is a Christmas card, or I'll be using it as one, this is not Christmas paper. This is very summery, beautiful paper. So let me flip my camera around. There we go. And I like to keep little samples of my designer series paper in my drawer right beside me at my desk, so that because my paper is behind me, so this way I can just thumb through really quick and see which paper I want to use for a project. And then I have these nice 3x4 pieces that I can use in my pocket scrapbook when I finish, or when this paper retires. Okay, so this is the paper that we're using for this card, and it's soft succulent is the color. I think it is so pretty and very Christmassy, it turns out. So, and then there's the back. Then we have this sheet with, has orange polka dots on the back. I know I have it somewhere. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I accidentally used it. So there is the back of that one. Oh, here it is. It was stuck to another piece. So aren't these pansies just gorgeous? I think they are so, so pretty. So there's the back of that one. This one also is great for Christmas cards. So the whole reason why I'm showing you this is because I wanted to make sure you're aware that you can use designer series paper. So I have Christmas paper that, because of the patterns on the back, I use it for other cards. And then there's paper like this that is not typically thought about as Christmas paper, but you can use a few of these sheets for, or at least two of them, for Christmas cards. And all the other types of cards as well. And again, this was the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. And it is in the annual catalog. So today, I'm using, like I said, this Delivering Cheer stamp set. And because the stamp set has pieces that you put together, I find using my Stamparatus to stamp really makes it a lot easier to get everything lined up well. So this is my Stamparatus. This is one of my favorite Stampin' Up tools ever. Partly because I like the name, I think it's fun, but mostly because it makes stamping stamps like this so easy, or two-step stamping, where you stamp like an outline and then you stamp the inside as two different stamps. It makes stuff like that so much easier. So I inked this up with Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And something else that you can do with this that's really great is, so if that image wasn't dark enough and I wanted to make it darker, I could ink that stamp up again and then stamp in the exact same spot and not have to worry about it being in the wrong place. Now I accidentally moved that, so yeah, I got it a little off. So I was talking and I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. Usually, when I use my Stamparatus with photopolymer, I use my bone folder. I slide it under to keep my paper in place. So I think this is gonna be okay. I had stamped with this earlier and I didn't clean it off because I knew I would be using it. So just slide it under there and then it, oh yeah, that's perfect. So here's a tip. Here's a couple of tips. These are super strong. So be careful when you purchase this that you don't let these magnets get too close to each other because they will snap together and they'll break. So that's why I have some craft tape wrapped around the ends. It helps me to pick them up, but mostly it helps me to pick them up. But my first magnets that I had, I actually broke them like the day I got it because I knew to be careful, but I forgot. It wasn't habit yet. So here's another tip. This is a foam mat that comes with your Stamparatus. So when you're using the photopolymer stamps that are see-through, like I was just using, then use this mat with them. And these magnets are super strong like you saw, so it'll hold this down too. But if you're using the cling stamps, the red rubber, then use it without the mat. You just want to use it with this. And there's storage on the back for your magnets. I've already got one here. There's my other one. Okay, so now I'm using my Stampin' Blends. I'm using Smoky Slate, Crumb Cake, Poppy Parade, and Soft Succulent to color my image here. And I love these blends. They are alcohol markers and they blend very nicely. An artist I am not, but I do love to color. And these make coloring so easy and just fun. The color goes on so smooth. Just gonna get this done really quick. And then I'm gonna go over, this is the light. So all of our colors come as a set. With the soft succulents, I get this light and the dark together. So now I'm going to use the dark and just go over a few places on my little Christmas tree. And like I said, I'm not an artist, so I'm not thinking this out. I'm just going over a little bit. I'm not good at all the shading and special things. So I didn't bring it over here, but the crumb cake, I'm using the dark, but whenever I purchased it, I also got the light. So you can only buy them as pairs, I guess, instead of, shouldn't have said a set probably, but you can buy them, the light and the dark together. It really helps with color coordinating. And this is the light Smoky Slate. And you can color with either end. When using the brush tip, I'm using the fine point tip right now, but when you're using the brush tip, just be really careful that you don't press down too hard. You don't want to mess up that tip. The stamp set includes like a little imprint for her legs to make it look like she's wearing patterned tights. And I've used that before. I really love it. And it, again, the Stamparatus makes stamping with that so easy. We're getting everything lined up on her legs just right so that her little tots are in the right place. But I decided for this one, I'm just going to color her tots red, or Poppy Parade. That way I didn't have to get another stamp set out. Or not stamp set, but ink pad. I didn't have to get another ink pad out that way. So now that she's all colored, I'm going to cut her out with my paper snips, except I didn't want you to have to sit and watch me color and cut. So these are the scissors that I used. And I went ahead and cut out another piece I colored earlier today. But look how I was even able to get between her legs here, because those paper snips are such a fine point. They're so easy to cut with. So, and I try to remember to only use these for paper. I try not to cut anything else with them. Okay, so now I have a Poppy Parade piece that is 4 inches by 4 3/4 inches, and I have this piece of DSP that is also 4 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And what I'm gonna do is get my little mat out, and I'm gonna flip it upside down because I've already got glue on that side. I'm just gonna put glue on the back of this. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to line up one corner down here, and I'm going to put the other corner up at the top. I'm going to adjust that so that it's right in the corner. And there we go. That's why I used a liquid glue, because I can slide it around a little bit for just a couple of seconds before it dries. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this upside down, and I don't have much glue on the side, so I'm going to go ahead and use my paper snips and use this Poppy Parade cardstock as my guide so that I cut pretty straight. I'm just going to cut both sides of this off. There we go. Now I'm going to use my liquid glue again on the back of this Poppy Parade. I'm just going to center this on this basic gray card base. Actually, I'm not centering it. I'm going to put it on near the top. Center the sides, but put it towards the top. There we go. Then I'm going to use mini Stampin' Dimensionals. Look, you can see I boo-booed earlier. I stamped her too high, so I flipped my sheet over and stamped on the other side. So if you ever make a mistake, you can always turn your paper over and try again on the other side. So I'm using mini dimensionals so that they'll fit down on her legs. You could always cut a normal size Stampin' Dimensional in half also, if that's all you've got. Okay, so I'm going to put her on the right side right here. There we go. And then I have this piece of Smoky Slate textured ribbon. It's almost an inch wide. It's 7 1/8 inches, or of an inch wide. So I'm gonna fold it in half. Then I'm gonna get, these are the scissors I use to cut ribbon. So I always recommend picking up a pair of scissors just for ribbon and cloth. Another pair like the paper snips that's just for paper. And then I also have another pair that I use to cut random things or sticky things. You can never have too many scissors as a crafter. Okay, so I'm going to use tear-in tape on the tip, on the end of this, the top part of this ribbon. And then I'm going to just place this to where it's lined up with the top of this Poppy Parade. And then it's just loose flapping there. And there we have it. So for the inside, I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 inch basic white to just put in on the inside here. And I'll stamp Sending Love and Christmas Cheer on the inside. And again, I'm just going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black to do that. There we go. And that's it. So I hope that you like this card. There's so much that you can do with this stamp set, but this is just one quick and simple demonstration of what you can do with it and example. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Let me go ahead and turn that back around. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions or if you would like to try stamping, or if you are a stamper. I would love to hear from you and see what you're working on, or any kind of craft really. What's your hobby? What do you like to do? So that's all I have for today. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Thursday. Happy stamping.